What's good, Red Pill Men? Jay Lee here. Got another Northwest podcast for you. I'm a little tired right now, but I can't sleep. And I kind of wanted to talk about the red pill future, what the future is for the red pill. And what I mean by that is, what is the future for red pill guys? Well, on the one hand, I would say the future for red pill guys is bright. Okay? Because as red pill guys, we have an advantage, right? We have wisdom and knowledge that the blue pill guy doesn't have. Now, with that wisdom and knowledge comes pain, unfortunately, because it's painful. Taking the red pill is painful. So, given everything that we know, within the red pill manosphere, it's pretty safe to assume that probably the reason why we're red pilled is because, we lack or we failed in one of the following areas, which is LMS, right? Looks, money, status. But within that failure and pain, because pain is going to result from that. If you don't have looks, money, status, you're going to have some pain because that's what women want. But within that is a gift, because we get to take the red pill. We get to come out of society. Now, if I was a younger man and I heard that, I'd be like, oh, great, great, yeah, great. I don't get to find love, right? But see, that's the thing, is it's not really love, man, right? It's not love. If you got looks, money, status, and girls chase you or whatever, and you're blue pilled, because that's what's going to happen, If girls want you, they're chasing you, you're going to be blue pilled. You're not going to be red pilled. Now, that's not fully true. If you get hurt or she cheats on you or whatever, and you good looking guys and guys with high status can still go through red pill shit. It's just that they're less likely to accept the red pill, right? They're less likely to, they're probably just going to dust themselves off and try again. And maybe they'll get lucky, maybe they'll live happily ever after, whatever. But again, true love and all that is just it's not really real. And here's the thing, man, we got to question our own love, right? This guy woke me up to some real interesting concept about love. He was talking about how everybody's love is selfish. And I used to think that was a good thing. I used to think love is selfish, right? And I still do think that, but he didn't say love was selfish in a positive way. I used to think love was selfish in a positive way. Yes, you're mine. I love you. You love me. And I used to think that was kind of good, but now I look at it a little different. Because, how do I put it? If she's, okay, if you love a girl and she gets fat, say, right? She just gets fat, and then you no longer love her, that means your love is not real. And on the flip side, if you love a guy, if you're a girl and you love a guy, and the guy loses his job and you lose interest for the guy, well, your love isn't real, right? So that type of love is a selfish love. That's not a loyal, unconditional type of love, right? You have conditions. You don't want your woman to get fat and to start acting like a crazy bitch. You don't want her to cheat on you, right? So it's our love is conditional. Now, that isn't to say that, I have unconditional love, so she can cheat on me. Some guys think that, and that's, no. No. No, loyalty is a part of love, but a lot of our love is selfish. It really is. You know, anyway, so I think that what that means is like a lot of people out here are not really finding love. They're just finding somebody that they're sort of infatuated with. And I think that's probably a big reason why a lot of relationships don't work out. A lot of love doesn't work out. Because say you got a huge crush on this girl. Oh man, she's amazing. She's so cool. Da, da, da. And then say she lets herself go, or she starts smoking weed and she changes, and it's like people change. And this is why you always hear people say, well, people grow apart. Well, it's usually because the thing that you loved about that person changed, right? Oh, he used to be so ambitious, and then he got this new job and he wasn't ambitious anymore because he was busy all the time, or right? And it's like things that we're attracted to people about can change. But one thing that I don't think changes very easily is love. You always hear women say, oh, I fell out of love. I fell out of love. I don't think that you were ever really in love, because I don't think that you can stop loving someone. When you really love someone, I don't think you can stop loving that person. At least I would say there's different types of love. So, I've loved girls before and now I don't love them. And I think that my love was shallow. But then there's other girls that I still love. The girls that I dated that I still love today, even though they changed. I still love them for who they were and who they are now. I still love them. But they didn't want me anymore. So when they changed, or when I changed, they didn't want. I'm thinking of a particular girl. She didn't want me anymore, right? But I still love her. So that type of love, I think, is the real type of love. Even if people change, even if people don't want you anymore and you still love that person, that's real love. I question if women can have that kind of love for a man. I don't really know, And then the other thing you have to factor in, which is an important thing, is the fact that people are very selfish and people just don't know how to love. People don't know how to really treat other people well. The world is a cold place, man. People want to win, and by win I mean they want to. A lot of times they want to hurt other people. A lot of times, the world is just fucked up. You go to the store, you go out and about, you just sense something about people that's just not kind, not nice, not human, almost not cordial. And people have this mentality, the survival of the fittest mentality. And this is how kind of where I slip into like religion talk a little bit. This is kind of where I slip into energies and things like that. I call it energy, but really I feel like there's a devil out there, man. There's a devil out here, and he doesn't like us. He doesn't like people who are wise. He doesn't like, good humans, good people. I would hope my listeners are good people, And I'm talking about bad people, man. There's bad people in this world, So you have to factor that in. That's the other thing you got to think about is there's bad people in this world. You just have to recognize that. That would be some of my red pill wisdom, my red pill advice, for guys, is that there's bad people out here, man. There's people and there's layers and there's levels to it. There's levels to it, man. Some people are bad, sorta. Some people are like 20% bad. Some people are like 50% bad. Some people are like 90% bad. I'm telling you, man, there's levels. Some people are 100% bad. It's just, so my point by saying that is you got to watch out here, man. You got to watch out. You got to watch out for, who you hang around, who you associate with. You know, and particularly who you date, man. Who you date, you know. But you know, as far as our future, you know, at least we have, and I think I said this in another video, one of the best things you can do for your future is to guard yourself, right? Guard your, the Bible says guard your heart, right? Now, a lot of times if I'm mentioning the Bible, it's not because I want you guys to be religious. It's not because I'm preaching Jesus. There's a lot of wisdom in the Bible, bro. There's a lot of straight up really good wisdom in the Bible. So when the Bible says guard your heart, it's talking about our psychological heart. Our body is is basically a vessel. I'm sure a lot of people have heard that before. Your body is a vessel, right? Well, it says that in the Bible as well. Your body is a vessel. Well, what does a vessel do? A vessel is a container, right? A vessel, in the sense that the Bible says, in the sense that I'm using it, is it's a container for something, right? It holds something. So our body is a vessel, and within our body, and most people don't know shit like this. Most people don't know stuff like this. Within our body, we have these different faculties. We have these different functions, right? We've got our brain, we've got our emotions, right? And we've got our heart. People say, oh, you have no heart, right? If you've ever heard anybody say that, you're heartless, right? Well, there's a reason why people say that, because we as humans have a heart. What do they mean by that? You're heartless. Well, it means people who have a heart are very loving. People who have a heart are very kind, right? People who have a heart, have humanity. So when the Bible says guard your heart, it means guard those things. Guard those things like love. Guard those things like kindness. Guard those things like, hope and quality things like that. Because the world that we live in can really harm us, And believe me, I know I've been a victim of a lot of harm, and usually it comes from women, right? I mean, what do, right? I make these YouTube videos. Well, I have stuff to talk about because I've been through a lot of shit. I've been through decades of bad experiences with women and things like that. And a lot of times we learn more from our bad experiences. This is why I'm saying it's a positive thing to be red-pilled. Because on the one hand, it's painful. And, we earn our stripes, so to speak. We earn the wisdom, but we earn it through pain. So there's a lot of pain out here, man. And so there's people out here who want to harm us, and girls too. And a lot of girls, they look at love and relationships like it's some kind of game. They look at it like it's a game. Like, oh, I like him, and I'm going to chase him, and once he likes me, then I'm going to pull away and push and pull. Women are experts at push and pull. But women are natural romantics, right? I mean, men are too, but men are oftentimes just out to get a nut. And sometimes women are too. Many times women are just out to fuck too. But they are attached, sex is attached to their emotions. So women, are natural romantics, but they're jaded. And when they go, and this is what happens when you sleep around, you get jaded. You get jaded when you sleep around. And you get damaged. And so oftentimes they'll damage others, right? There's a saying that goes, the person who cares the least wins, right? And that's a sad thing really in our society, because you want to care, right? You should want to care. You shouldn't walk around with a hard heart, walk around with, anger. And believe me, I've been there a lot. So things happen, shit happens. So guard your heart. And I got to do that too. And so it's like, this all coincides, man. This all is part and parcel with the red pill, because what we learn is truth, right? So if there's a force out there, if I'm talking about the devil, and I'm talking about bad people, and I'm talking about people who want to harm you and things like that, if there's a force out there, what's gonna keep you safe from that negative, malicious, evil force? The truth. And guarding your heart, right? You might not want to put yourself in a situation where you're going to get hurt. You might not want to put yourself in a situation where you're going to get your emotions maligned, right? Where you're going to get screwed over by a woman, right? You might not want to put yourself in those situations. And me too, I gotta, all the shit I've been through, I have temptation still, and I mean, it's a cold world, man, and at a certain age, I can't fuck around with these girls anymore. I can't mess around with same type of women, and it's a cold game, man. It's a cold game out here. But again, what's the future? What's the future of red pill guys? Well, hopefully our future is bright. And I'd like to be a little positive and say, I think our future is going to be bright because we have these truths, and we have this knowledge, and this hard-earned knowledge, right? Like Ty Lopez, knowledge, right? Well, knowledge is power. Francis Bacon said that. Knowledge is good. Unfortunately, this type of knowledge comes from experience. And a lot of men out there are going through the things that we went through, or going through the things that we're talking about, right? And at a certain point, I think a lot of us, how we got red pilled and how we got to be MGTOW men or whatever, again, was we just had these painful experiences. But we said, pump the brakes, stop, right? Okay, I need to stop. I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to keep chasing these women anymore. I'm done with that, right? So here's the thing, man. How do you find a quality woman? This is something that I always come back to. And it's like, there's no answer to that. Either you do or you don't. And if you don't, then you're better off being alone. Like, you're better off not getting into a relationship with a woman who's not, who you just, my spider sensors is going off about this woman. Red flags. I'm getting red flags about this woman, right? You're better off not getting into that relationship. But the fact that we can even have red flags, right, means we have that knowledge. So that's our future is, hey, I'm not going to mess around with a single mom. I made that mistake, or these guys made that mistake. I'm not going to do that, right? Hey, I'm not going to mess around with this slut. These guys made that mistake. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to put my life at risk. I'm not going to get, I'm not going to get involved with this person who could harm me, emotionally or otherwise. So our future is bright, I think. Now, I'd also like to say something on a practical level. One thing that I don't like, one thing that bothers me in the red pill manosphere, and I think I'm going to make a whole video dedicated to this, so I might not talk a whole lot about this. But one thing that bothers me a little bit is profiteers. Profiteers within the red pill manosphere, right? and we know their names, right? They're the most popular guys, and hey, you know, some of them have great content, and I think I might make another video dedicated specifically to one guy who's Donovan Sharp. And the reason why I'm always harping on Donovan Sharp is because I like his content and I follow his content. But he's making a lot of money off this, which I'm not hating on that. I want to be clear. I'm not hating on the fact that he's making money on the red pill. It's and in a sense he deserves it with his content. His content is great for the most part. But what I noticed is because he's making money, and because, you know, I think he does it every day, right? He makes a new video every day. I've noticed that his content is starting to get watered down a bit. I've noticed that he's sort of, oh yeah, this, that, and it's like, when you do that, to an extent, you lose the impact of your message. And, you know, at times I can't tell if he's trying to really help men or if he's trying to make money, right? And he might surmise both, right? He might say both. I want to help men and make money. But the problem when you're making a lot of money is greed. Greed creeps in. And what I've noticed with Donovan a little bit is if it seems like he's a little more concerned about the money than he is with the content. Now, like I said, I really like Donovan Sharp. And I think some of the stuff that he's done is some of the best, bar none, red pill content I've ever heard. He's talented. He's got a gift. He's got a gift for his show. His show is, you know, he has a gift. He could, well, the type of format would never work, but, you know, his talent level is on par with, you know, something like Wendy Williams or Oprah or Ellen DeGeneres. Like, he has that kind of skill where he's engaging. He's got the gift of gab, very quality, you know, I can never say this word, orator, I can never say that word. Very good at speaking, okay? Very, very gifted, right? So, but the problem with talent and monetizing talent is a lot of times you sacrifice the art, right? So, given the fact that I've already said that Donovan has made wonderful content, when he's doing it so much every single day and he's monetizing it, it sort of takes away from the impact of the message. Because at some point you have to look back, you have to step back and say, what are your motivations? Like, I know that you're genuine in what you're talking about. You can just tell. I know that you're passionate about this. I know you found your life's calling and things like that. But what I really sense is there's a lot of motivation for the money. And to some extent, I really do think that sort of hampers the message. Not only does it cast doubt and throw doubt on the efficacy of the message, as far as like, right, like, well, you MGTOW guys, you know, you guys are just trying to make money off of other guys, or like you could say that. And I would say to an extent, that's kind of true. Like, he kind of is. And monetizing guys' pain doesn't always sit well with me. It doesn't really sit that well with me. Like, because that really is sort of what it is. Now, the other issue that I have with Donovan Sharp specifically is he keeps on combining the red pill and PUA. The red pill and PUA are not the same thing. I'm probably gonna have to make another video on this specifically. But red pill and PUA are not the same thing. And the other person who does this all the time is Richard. His name's Richard Cooper. I can't remember his last name. Richard Cooper. He's from Entrepreneur in Cars channel on YouTube. Very popular. he does that too. He mixes up PUA and red pill. Now the trifecta is Richard Cooper, Donovan Sharp, and Rollo Tomasi. And then of course there's like Coach Greg Adams and Joker and a few other guys, right? I don't really watch those other guys. I don't watch Joker. I don't watch Coach Greg Adams. Sometimes I'll watch Rollo. Rarely I'll watch Richard Cooper. I used to when I was a little bit younger, like 5 years ago. I was a little bit more into him. But lately it's mostly just Donovan Sharp. These guys are good at exposing the red pill. These guys have been there. They've been hurt. I know they have. You could tell because you can only have that level of wisdom and knowledge, red pill knowledge, right? If you've been hurt, you just can't have it. And I think Donovan is one of the guys who's had the most experience, which is why he has so much to talk about. He's so smart and gifted. I also think he takes it very seriously. I think that he writes it out. He's probably got notebooks of notes. He knows what he's going to say in his shows before he says it. He's very organized, so he's very talented. He's very professional. But again, there's mistakes. First mistake, again, is you're monetizing something that is men's pain. You should want to be helping men. So when I say, what's the future of red pill? I would hope that we can help each other. I would hope that we can spread awareness and not just make money off of each other. Okay, so again, on the one hand, like I said, I'm a little torn on this. On the one hand, Donovan is so talented. I think, okay, you should, but he brags about it, and this is what he does full time. He brags about, I make I make an awful lot of money. That's why my girlfriend's with me and all this stuff. That kind of seems like a grift, man. That kind of seems like, wait, you're using men's pain to get paid, and now you got a girlfriend, but you're also talking bad about women. How does that add up, right? And Rollo Tomasi's doing the same thing, right? He's got a wife, and he's got like 4 books out. So he's making money off of guys' pain, while he's kind of hypocritically doing the same thing that he's preaching out against. Rollo Tomasi is one of the most outspoken people on hypergamy. And yet he admitted on LAWHF or whatever the hell show that was with that young guy, he admitted that his wife is with him because she's hypergamous and he has high value. Well, he's got 4 books out, and he's got one of the most popular books in the manosphere, The Rational Male. One of the most popular books on the red pill of all time, if not the most popular book on the red pill. So come on. I mean, hello? Like, don't you see a discrepancy there? Don't you see a little bit of hypocrisy there? And these same guys, and like I said, I appreciate these guys. I appreciate The Rational Male. But it's a little weird. It's a little weird. Like if we're trying to help men, but we're also trying to make money off of them. I don't know. Like, hey man, maybe a lot of guys out there are like, I'm cool with it. It is what it is. Like they help me, I'll pay for it. Okay, all right, okay. But to me, it's just a little weird. And then the other thing is, like I said, mixing up PUA and red pill. The PUA is red pill is not PUA. Donovan Sharp on one of his last shows this a couple days ago, I think it was yesterday, was saying, hey, he was talking about this guy gaming, and he does what this guy Jason Capital does, which is Jason Capital is a dating coach and like a self-improvement coach and like a social improvement guy, and he watches these MTV shows or HBO shows and breaks down how like this guy is so cool because he does this and this and this. It's like, hey man, that's a fucking show. It's not real. At least Donovan Sharp does real life shit, or like he does the reality shows, which is all right. That's fine. But he was breaking down this reality show, I think a day ago, and he goes, oh, this is red pill game right here. This is quintessential red pill game. And I'm just like, what? That's not red pill isn't game. What? And Richard Cooper does this too. He confuses PUA for red pill and red pill for PUA. No. Okay, red pill and PUA complement each other, but they're not the same thing. You can be red pill aware and also be a pickup artist. You can study game, PUA, and also study the red pill, but they're separate. They're not the same thing. So really it throws shade on the red pill, or on the red pill in general. If you're confounding and mixing up red pill content with PUA content, that's going to confuse guys. So on the one hand, you're saying, oh, women are hypergamous, watch out for these hoes, but on the other hand, you're teaching guys game. That's weird. That's very confusing, man. And you're making money off of it. So it's like, you're really just like playing into everything men want. What do men want? Sure, we all want more game. But on the other hand, we've been hurt. So yeah, well, it's like a double whammy. Like, yeah, I'm here to, talk about these bitches and, we got a red pill aware. On the other hand, work game. It's like, and you're confusing the two. You're confusing the terminology. Red pill is not PUA. They're not the same thing. Red pill is just the truth. Red pill is the truth about women, the truth about society, the truth about female nature, the truth about men, right? And PUA is a philosophy on how to become more attractive to women. PUA is a step-by-step program, so to speak, on how to get better at getting women. So those two are not the same. So why are you confounding? Why are you mixing them up? So what's going to happen is his listeners are going to be confused. They're going to be like, oh man, on the one hand, these women are bitches. On the other hand, I need to have more game. It's like, that's confusing. Like, at least get the terminology down right. Hey, if you want to be red pilled and have game, you can. Hey, if you want to, learn about female nature, learn about society,